The top stories: Council of Ministers passes a draft policy for transitional justice. And Nigeria vows to replicate valuable experiences from Ethiopia in wheat production. Hello and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, with the latest news highlights of the hour. I am Tabitha John. Do stay with us. Ethiopia's Council of Ministers discussed the transitional justice draft policy. According to the statement regarding the draft policy, various attempts have been made to resolve human rights violations, civil conflicts, blurred narratives, and abuses that have occurred and continued in various regimes over the past several decades and have a wide range of victims and perpetrators. However, the statement added these procedures failed to bring about the desired lasting solution, as they failed to put in place a universal transitional justice strategy based on truth, reconciliation, mercy, and justice, and guided by a clear policy in an inclusive, human rights-oriented and flexible way. Therefore, a draft policy has been prepared and submitted to the Council of Ministers to manage and implement the transitional justice process in an organized, integrated, and effective manner at the national level. According to information from the Prime Minister's office, the Council unanimously decided to implement the draft policy by adding resources after discussing the draft policy. The Ethio-US Business and Investment Forum, organized by the Ethiopian Embassy in Washington, D.C., attracted around 150 investors from Ethiopia and the United States to discuss Ethiopia's investment prospects and business environment. The forum highlighted Ethiopia's status as a leading trade and investment hub, ranking among the top 5 in Africa for foreign direct investment (FDI). Recent technology collaborations with major companies like Google, Meta, BRICS, and Palantir emphasized the country's favorable business environment. The forum also highlighted Ethiopia's promising advancements in aviation, IT, AI, workforce development, and abundant opportunities across sectors like textiles, mining, finance, and telecom, making it a key priority for FDI. Ethiopia has secured a 630 million humanitarian pledge boost from international partners at an international conference in collaboration with the United Kingdom and the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA. Ethiopian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Taye Atqassalasse, emphasized the priority of protecting local livelihoods, integrating disaster risk reduction strategies into development plans, and strengthening resilience among vulnerable populations. The conversation with Deputy Executive Director Carl Sakau, the World Food Programme's Deputy Executive Director, focused on strengthening the partnership and supporting Ethiopia's transformative long-term development and humanitarian initiatives. The 14th International Renewable Energy Summit kicked off today in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates. Ethiopian Minister of Water and Energy, Habtamu Itefa, and Ethiopian Ambassador to the United Arab Emirates, Umar Hussein, are taking part in the summit representing Ethiopia. According to the Ethiopian Embassy in the UAE, several reports related to renewable energy and climate change will be presented for extended discussions. It was also pointed out that a progress report, panel discussion, and statement of member countries will be presented in the two-day conference. Welcome back. The Harare people are marking the Shawwal Eid, a cultural and historical festival recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage. High-level federal government and regional authorities attended the festival at Harar City today. In his opening speech, Minister of Culture and Sports, Kajala Merdasa, underscored that Harare's artworks have crossed borders and are the heritage of the people of the world. The minister stated that Harar and its respective people are a symbol of peace and love besides their rich history, which is inscribed by UNESCO as both tangible and intangible heritage of the world. President of the state of Harare, Ordin Bedri, conveyed his congratulatory message to the Ethiopian people, noting that the registration of Shawwal Eid festival as an intangible cultural heritage is a great success. And finally, Executive Governor of Jigawa in Nigeria vowed to replicate Ethiopia's wheat production success to his nation. The governor made the remark when a delegation from Nigeria and the Ethiopian Ministry of Agriculture paid visit to various summer wheat irrigation developments in Shano, North Shawa Zone of Oromia region. Shagao Yamato traveled with the delegation and compiled the following report.
Wheat production in cluster farming has been one priority for Ethiopian government to attain food self-sufficiency and export wheat to neighbor countries. Summer irrigation development is one segment of wheat production that the government is undertaking in various parts of Ethiopia. A delegation from Nigeria and Ethiopian Ministry of Agriculture visited various summer wheat irrigation developments around Sheno, North Shawa Zone of Oromia State. After the visit, Executive Governor of Jigawa State of Nigeria, Umar Nemedi, underscored that the visit to wheat developments helped the system to replicate best practices in summer wheat production successes.
We came in here to learn the best practices so that we can adopt it in our own state. And what we have seen is really very, very encouraging. We are encouraged with what we have seen, and we feel that exactly we need to replicate what we have seen in Jigawa State. Because certainly what they are doing here, both the irrigated, especially the rain-fed, the rain-fed has really given us another opportunity, because in Nigeria we don't normally use rain-fed for wheat. But now that we have come here and we have seen it and we have seen how it works, we work together and then we are going to introduce it.
Commending Ethiopia for the attainment of food self-sufficiency in wheat, the executive governor also said that Nigeria will follow suit and aggressively work to benefit the continent in wheat production.
Ethiopia has now attained a self-sufficiency in wheat. This is very, very encouraging. It's one of the first African countries to attain that status. So we want to make sure that Nigeria follows suit, because Ethiopia is second to Nigeria in terms of population in Africa. So now that the second country has attained food sufficiency in wheat, so we are just working toward achieving also the same food sufficiency in Nigeria.
A farmer from the Abichu district, Oromia region, indicated that summer irrigation has brought significant yield in wheat production.
The government is providing agricultural inputs for the farmers in summer wheat production, and production is growing in quality and quantity, particularly in the past 3 years. Cluster farming has brought significant yield in wheat production. However, I want to use the occasion to call on the government to supply us with more fertilizer and best seeds for the main rainy season.
State Minister for Agriculture, Mallas Makonnen, for his part, stated that wheat production is growing in quality and quantity in the past 6 years.
በዚህ ዓመት በሶስት ወቅቶች ነው ስንዴ እያመረትን ያለ ነው።
This year, we are producing wheat in 3 seasons. In the rainy season, we managed to develop 3.6 million hectares of land and have harvested 128 million quintals of wheat. In summer wheat irrigation, a total of 3 million hectares of land has been cultivated. The ones that we are visiting are part of the summer wheat irrigation development in North Shawa Zone, Oromia region. In areas like Bale and Guji, where is also cultivated in autumn season.
ከቨር ያደረግንበት ያሳካንበት ጊዜ ነው።
The state minister finally vowed to support farmers in providing fertilizer, variety of seeds, technologies among others for the rainy season ahead.
You're watching ABC World, a reminder of the stories making headlines. Council of Ministers passes a draft policy for transitional justice. And Nigeria vows to replicate valuable experiences from Ethiopia in wheat production. That's all we have for now. I'm Tabitha John. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.